Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Hungarian language. So you might have heard that Hungarian is one of the hardest languages in the world. And today I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, few reasons why I think that it's not as hard as people might say. Few years ago, I got an opportunity to move to Budapest, Hungary to do an internship. As soon as I moved there, the first thing I did was to start learning the language. And after a few weeks and few months, I managed to learn some basic phrases and survive in the city without much help from the natives. And I managed to buy something in a shop, to ask directions from somebody when I was traveling alone. So I did quite well, and I got a good feedback from the native speakers that I speak well. And as I was living there, I heard that some foreigners who were living in Budapest saying, "Oh, Hungarian is so difficult, so complicated, we can't even learn the basics." And I was wondering why they say that. And some people were moving newly to Budapest, and they start listening to what others say, other foreigners say about Hungarian, and they already gave up. They didn't even try because they hear from the others that it's so difficult and we can't catch up no matter how much we try. And I was thinking, why is that? Why is this people say it's so hard? Because I managed to learn it. Like, I didn't have any knowledge on any other languages in Europe, but I managed. So then I realized that when people start learning the language, they tend to find a reference to another language that they already know. As in, they try to find similarities with any other language that they know. But if you try to do that, definitely you find it difficult, because Hungarian does not belong to any language category such as Germanic, to which German and Dutch belong to, or Romance, where Spanish, Italian belong to, or Slavic language, where Russian, Polish belong to. It's a very unique language, it's a very specific language. So if you want to start learning, just start with a fresh mind. That's what actually happened to me, because I'm from Sri Lanka and I didn't know any other European language, and this is the first European language I learned. So I started with a fresh mind. So I did not compare that with any other language, because I didn't know any language from Europe on the first place. So I think one tip I can give is to start with a fresh mind without finding similarities with any other language. Second reason I think why it's not difficult is the grammar it's not difficult. For example, the other European languages have genders to the objects. I have to remember the gender of my book, I have to remember the gender of my pen or my phone. But Hungarian is a gender neutral language, and we don't have to remember the genders of object, which makes my life easier. And as a result of having genders, other languages have so many articles, masculine, feminine articles. German has a lot of articles, Spanish has four articles, French too, and we have to use these articles each time. We have to use different gender objects or people. But Hungarian has only one article, or, just like English, the. So I think in terms of grammar it's not that difficult. And when it comes to tenses, European languages have so many additional tenses compared to English, such as conditional, subjunctives. But Hungarian has only 3 tenses: past, present and future. They don't even have the perfect tense. So I think in terms of grammar it's not that complicated. Third reason, people might think when they see a lengthy word in Hungarian, oh no, like all the words in Hungarian are lengthy and complicated. But it's not. If you know the language and if you know how to pronounce each letter, from the alphabet, you can pronounce any word, you can read any word in Hungarian. And I have seen in German many lengthy words, and Polish I have seen so many long complicated words, but Hungarian is not as complicated. You might see some lengthy words, but it's very easy to pronounce or read when you know when you learn the alphabet. And in terms of the sounds, Hungarian does not have any complicated weird sounds. Now, for example, if you learn French, it needs a lot of practice to pronounce the French R. And if you learn Arabic, there are so many strong guttural sounds where you need practice. Chinese has different tones, and yeah, there are so many different strong sounds in many other languages, but Hungarian sounds have only a slight modification to English when it comes to these accent letters with accents. And I know they have u, which are not found in English, but even German, Swedish have these u sounds. It's not that hard. Another advantage that you might have if you learn the language, if you are in the city, is the native speakers speak very slowly and clearly. I think they pay attention to each letter, each sound they pronounce, so it's crystal clear for me. One challenge I had when I tried to understand Spanish native speakers is they speak super fast. They just they don't pronounce the whole word as it is. They just rush through the words. But Hungarian people speak slowly and rhythmically, paying attention to each syllable they pronounce. So it was very hard, very easy for me to understand the natives when I was learning the basics even. Another reason why I find it easy is Hungarian words can be read exactly as it is written. So if you know the alphabet, you can read any word. For example, French, English, just by looking at the word, you cannot really predict how it can be read because different letter combination have different sounds. But Hungarian is very straightforward when it comes to reading. If you know the alphabet, you can read any word just like Spanish, Italian. The other reason is obvious. They have the Latin script, Latin alphabet with slight modification with accents. And of course, if you learn Russian, for example, we have to learn the Cyrillic alphabet. Chinese, we have to learn the characters, and again, Arabic, we have to learn a different alphabet, but Hungarian has only the Latin characters. So I think if somebody really wants to learn the language, the recommendation I can give is first to learn the alphabet. If you learn the alphabet and know how different letters sounds with accent and without accent, you can read any word, you can pronounce any word, and you will gradually train your ear to listen to the natives. So if somebody told you that Hungarian is so difficult, don't even try, just don't listen to it, just try it yourself and you will understand how easy it is. So don't be discouraged, because when you try to learn, the natives are very supportive because anybody's hardly learning their language. So if you try to learn at least the basics, they will be very supportive and encouraging. Right. So good luck with that. I know you will rock. Good luck. Bye-bye.